Hi guys! I've been gone for a little while. I've been reading in the meantime, but I've just been occupied with other things. So today I decided that I had actually just finished reading a book and I decided, screw it, I'm gonna shoot a video. The review that I will be doing today is for Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I had heard a lot about this book. This book has been out for a really long time. I think it was originally published in the 90s. Much like a Game of Thrones, well, a Song of Ice and Fire series. It is a multi-book series that has spanned a really long time. I had also heard that it was actually going to be, the first book was going to be made into a show on Starz starting in August, and I thought that it was the perfect time for me to pick up the first book and see if it was something that I would like. Outlander is the story of Claire Randall, a former combat nurse in World War II, I believe, and she is on a second honeymoon with her husband in Scotland when something happens and she gets sent back in time to 1740-ish, I want to say. And when she gets to 1740, she kind of just gets thrust in the middle of everything that's going on in the Scottish Highlands. There she meets a dashing young Scotsman named James, and it's basically the story of what happens to her after this weird time displacement occurs. I chose to read Outlander in a combo of audiobook and ebook so that it wouldn't basically just take up this ginormous chunk of my reading time when I was home, because on audiobook I could listen to it in the car and at work and then just pick up in chapters when I was home. There would be times that I wanted to read the words rather than have them said to me, so I would kind of just hold off and pick up the book when I had a chance. Despite that, I really enjoyed the audiobook experience for this. The narrator does a really good job of differentiating all the characters, which I have to say is kind of difficult because a lot of them have Scottish accents and many of them are men, so she's able to kind of allow you to realize who's speaking based on the way that she enunciates, which was really helpful. Aside from the whole actual double reading experience, the book itself, I can't really tell you what genre it's in. It's definitely an adult book. It has a lot of mature content, but I can't say that it's fantasy or paranormal or romance. I would definitely say it's not a romance. It's not like a typical lady porn, like I call it, or bodice ripper like other people usually refer to them, in the sense that it's not all about sex and from one, you know, sexy time to the next. It's not like that. I would say that if I had to pick a genre that encompasses the majority of the story, I would say it's more of historical fiction in 1945 and historical fiction in the 1740s. In 1945, obviously, it's the after effects of World War II, and in the 1740s, it is during the Jacobite revolution that happens in Scotland. Learning about that in and of itself was super interesting. I knew some of it, I knew some of the story, but I didn't know a lot of it, and that was awesome. There is a lot of detail, and from my understanding, the author, she really likes research, so she spends a lot of time researching the backstory of what she's writing about. So it is very rich in detail, and that at times can get a little daunting to read through, but overall it just kind of fills the story in beautifully for you. The only thing that I kind of had, I want to say, a little bit of an issue with the book, it kind of pulled me out of the story, I guess, is there's a couple of times, because the main character Claire is a combat nurse, she kind of takes on the role of healer when she gets to the 1740s, and that's not really a spoiler, so I'm not giving anything away. There are times she's patching somebody up or tending to somebody's wounds, and it is grossly graphic. Last night, in the last chunk of the book, I read one particular scene and I thought I was gonna be sick reading it. It was the only thing that was kind of a bit much for me, but other than that, I enjoyed every aspect of the story. I gave Outlander 4.5 stars. I'm not sure if I'm going to read the entire series. This book was 870 pages long. It's kind of a heifer of a book, and I am also reading Game of Thrones simultaneously, so that was a bit rough. I feel like if I do read the series, I will wait until I've completed Game of Thrones, just because juggling both of them was a lot. But I did want to see what the story was all about, so I'm glad that I got this book down. I did enjoy it. Like I said, I gave it 4.5 stars on Goodreads, and I would highly recommend it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye!